Welcome back to my channel on Easy Politics with Moisa. So today I'm going to talk about the longest conflict that's been going for almost 75 years now. Yes, you're right, I'm talking about the Palestine conflict. So it's going to be a bit difficult. It's not going to be that easy because it's one of the longest going conflict. So it all started. Let me get back to a bit of history. So it all started in 1917 when the British Empire started to rule Palestine. And then in 1947, the British rule was about to end, like it ended in the subcontinent, and India and Pakistan came into being. That was the time when Palestine was coming into being, and they were being declared as a independent state. And it get a bit complicated over here because in 1933 the Nazis came into power in Germany. What does Nazi means? It means Holocaust. It means persecution. It means discrimination of Jewish, and the Jewish were fleeing from there. They were fleeing, and nobody was allowing them in their borders. America rejected them. The US had a limited immigrant policy that time. They were trying to limit their immigrants. So the UK was not keeping them. US was not keeping them. It was then decided by the British Empire, who was leaving the state after all the World War, and they were getting tired of it. The British Empire was actually handing them to the Arabs. So they decided to give them a bit space into the Palestinian territories. Now, the thing is, Palestine came into being, but there was a disruption going between the German Jewish and the Arabs since the first day. So by 1967, the Jewish actually occupied the West Bank of Jerusalem. They actually get control of the Gaza Strip. Gaza was a small strip area in Palestine at that time, and they actually took control of East Jerusalem as well. So, and Israel came into being. The thing is that more than 138 countries accept Palestine as an independent state out of 193 UN countries. But there are a lot of countries, like from the G20, there are almost like 10 to 11 countries that doesn't recognize Palestine. They recognize Israel as a independent state. They do not accept Palestine's existence. But Palestine has backing from a lot of Arabian countries. Me being from Pakistan, what I heard when I was little, that we are not allowed to travel to Israel on a Pakistani passport. So it's been banned. Same goes for Iran, because Pakistan, Iran, and a lot of Arab countries doesn't till this day don't recognize Israel. So you must be asking what the conflict is really about. The conflict is about the main conflict is on Masjid al-Aqsa. It's a mosque built in Jerusalem. So the Muslims has their own spiritual importance about that mosque, and Jewish has their own important timeline attached to that specific mosque. So mostly there are ongoing, they are always fighting on it. The Jewish has hold on it, but the Muslims still praise there, and they are almost bomb every day. So the thing is that the Palestine have been fighting for almost 75 years for a state that was built for them, and their only fault is that they give them space to live in their country, but they were forced to flee their own land, and they have been fighting ever since, because last year the Jewish actually started to kick Palestinians out of their houses, and the Israelis, I'm sorry, I'm using the word Jewish, what I mean was Israeli, they actually forced them out of their houses and they started living in there. Thousands of Palestinians have been killed, and thousands have flee the country. I'm not thousand, it's like billions of them. So basically the fight is on land. They don't want because they took almost 75 to 80% of the state, and the Palestinian Arabs were actually pushed towards the Gaza Strip, a small part of Palestine, and they are forced to give their land. And the fight is still on. They have no ground breaking in it. The Israeli force attacked them. Then there are a lot of freedom fighters from Palestine. There are a lot of their agencies. They fight back. So it's a non-ending road. There are actually two conflicts that are never going to end. Not my opinion, it's a general public opinion, like the Kashmir conflict, the India, Pakistan and Kashmir conflict, and then the Palestine conflict. So I really hope for the people, and I really hope that the world could be a better place. Till next time.